Hello, it's Sharon Bolt here, and thank you very much for joining me on this video today, which is all about dog scenarios and dog questions that you are likely to come across. Now, I think what tends to hold people back when they become professional dog trainers is that the fear that they might get asked a question that they don't know how to answer and what to say. So what I've done is I've put together for you here 10 questions that are commonly asked so that you will know exactly what to say and exactly what to do should this scenario come up for you. Now, these are real live questions. I haven't made them up. These have been emailed to me so I can share them with you and explain what to do in this type of situation. So what I've done is each question I've put on one separate page, and you can download this document just underneath the video here. And I suggest that's probably a good thing to do because I've put pointers with each question, but I've also left a gap so that when I expand further on these questions, you can make your own notes so that it will make sense to you down the line. Right, so let's get started. Now, question number one is, my dog is very good. Just one thing, he won't get into my car or any car and has to be lifted in, which I can't do now as he is too heavy. I have tried all sorts such as tidbits and toys. He enjoys the car journey when he is in, so I don't know why he won't get in. Well, these are things that I would just look at here and just check out. One, I would just see if there's any health complaints with the dog, so any joint pains, because sometimes if there's pain in a dog's body, they don't like to try and jump up or be lifted up. So I would just check that out first if that is a problem. And if everything's okay, I would do the in and out of the car repetition, and I would use really yummy treats. I think what happens is people don't use a high grade treat that's going to get the interest of the dog. So it could be something smelly, which usually is good, some cooked chicken or smelly cheese or something like that. It has to be intense enough to get the attention. It's got to be worthwhile for the dog. So that's what I would do. So providing there's no health issues with this dog, I would work with doing the repetitions. So getting the dog, putting the smelly treat over the dog's nose and getting him to then leap into the car and giving him the treat. Then taking him out and giving him the treat. Then letting him settle and then back in the car, giving him a treat, and out the car, giving him a treat. So that's what I would do. If there is something wrong with the health, the joints or something of the dog, or whether sometimes what can happen if it's a small dog, which I don't think it is in this instance, but and sometimes with the bigger dog, the weight of them, it can be too much for them to jump in. So they're just all things to just look out for. But you can get dog steps or make your own dog ramp, where you can then walk your dog and again use a nice, really smelly favorite treat and get the dog to walk up the ramp or walk up the step into the back of the car and back out again. So lots of these really good associations and good repetitions. Now, this dog likes the car other than that, so I think it is just this and nothing else that we need to help him. But I would also, and not so much because there is a good association here, but if this was a dog that didn't like the car journey as well, I would look to feed the main meal in the car to create a good association as well. So that's just lots of good repetitions. If it is a case and a scenario where the dog doesn't like car journeys and gets anxious, then what I would do is just do very short journeys and then let the dog out and let the dog in. I've also got a section, a video that I've recorded where I demonstrate and show you step by step how to work with dogs who don't like car journeys. So do have a look at that in the main course section as well. So that's what I would look at for this type of question. So let's go on to question number 2. My dog does not listen to me when it comes to my cats. I was told when I got him he got on with cats. This is not the case, and he chases and goes for them every time, even if they're in my arms. I try to tell him very calmly no, but he doesn't listen and growls if I shout at him. Well, the interesting thing here is that dogs and cats are communicating all the time to each other. And for them, it's very much the same type of information and language. It's all about non-verbal communication and body language. Now, it could very well be that this dog got on with the cats at the previous home, and it will be dependent on the personality of the dog and the cats. So, for example, if the cats in the previous home, which sounds like they were quite sure of themselves, quite confident, they may have even swiped him over the nose. Now we have a dog that's respectful because the cat's already got that position where it's higher than the dog. So the dog is just respectful. Now, if it is whereby that the cats run away because they are more of a fearful nature, then the running away is seen as weakness and empowers a dog. And I think this is what we've got here. We've got frightened cats, so we've got an empowered dog who runs and chases the cats. Now, elevating a cat or dog that is seen as a lower ranking member is not a good idea. And this is why this dog gets even more agitated when she's got the cat in her arms, because it's like you're elevating an animal where this dog is probably going to jump up and try and nip at the cat, and the cat's fearful. It's contained, it can't get away. Not a good idea at all. Also, for the owner here, the dog could accidentally nip her in the procedure. Not that he would try and get the owner, but he's trying to get the cat, and if the owner's arms or hands get in the way, she could get nipped here. So not a good idea all round. Now, when the owner shouts, it causes tension. It's confusing to a dog and makes the situation worse. So this is all about establishing who's who here with the dogs and cats. Now, the best way to get round this is to put the dog on a lead. I love putting the dog on the lead in the house. Most owners don't think about doing that, but it's the cheapest tool that we all have. Because when the cat then walks past, the dog is not able to chase the cat. So we start to put some respect and some boundaries in place there, that the owner is in charge. Now, we're not telling the dog no. As much as possible, we're going to do this non-verbally so that the dog realizes that he doesn't get any type of reward or attention for the behavior we don't want to encourage. So pop the dog on a lead, and then the minute he goes to chase the cat, just turn and walk in the other direction so he's not able to do it. When he's coming with you, I would then turn towards the cat again, and the minute that he goes to charge or chase, just turn him in the other direction, bringing his head with you, and keep repeating that. That will non-verbally communicate to him that his behavior is not okay. It will also make the cats much more confident and comfortable in the house as well. So it's win-win all round here for both dogs and cats. You can also start to associate well, and this is when the energy of the dog has calmed down a little bit. You can get a good treat, and that when the dog sees the cat walk past, you can get the dog's attention using a treat and associating that him sitting or staying there is a good thing for him to do rather than chasing the cat. So lots of little things to try and test there. But yeah, raising the cats in her arms is not a good thing for her to do here.